Don't wait till the battle's over. Don't wait till the struggle ends. Shout now, shout now, right now, shout now, shout now. Don't wait till you make it.
Hey everyone, this is Phillip and welcome to the Phillip Show. And as usual, per usual, just grab your coffee. I already have mine. Hold on. So there's this spot here in Yellow Springs, and for those of you who have been watching along the journey, I have a section of the Phillip Show called My Fave Spots. Now, I haven't featured this place, but they just opened up having breakfast burritos again, and they have some coffee. So I went and got my breakfast burrito and brought some of the coffee home so I could experience it with you. Now, this place is called the Emporium, and right beside, it's kind of inside it, but to the side of it, there is the Underdog Cafe, which features live music and whatnot. So it's going to be fantastic as we continue to move forward with these questionable COVID protocols. But that's not what we're talking about today, because we could be here all day. So listen, what I wanted to do today and during this episode is share with you the concept behind the brand of the Phillip Show, my intentions for you through this medium of television, YouTube, all of these things, and to give you a sense of why I'm doing what I'm doing and what is the passion behind it. So on this episode, you will see a recording of the interview that I did speaking about why the Phillip Show and what it's all about and what you can expect to see. For those of you who have been on this journey with me to this date, can you believe our season's almost over? Oh my goodness. It's amazing. So this is really a great opportunity for me to really hone in on, the why of it all. In addition, one of the things that I love to do as a life coach is to help people realize certain things within their lives that help them to move forward with whatever their initiative, whatever their journey, whatever their strategy, whatever their goal is. So I enjoy motivating, I enjoy encouraging, I enjoy inspiring, and that is a thread that you see throughout the show. Even when I'm interviewing other people, it is about their journey and how they can inspire other people with their journey and by sharing their story. So today you're going to see the video of my interview as far as what the Phillip Show is all about. We're going to see some short motivational snippets about who is they. You are enough. Be free to be yourself. Always be willing to try. And my objective is to, at the end of this, for you to be inspired and encouraged in whatever journey that you are starting, that you are in, or that you will start. You will have the tools necessary to be successful. So I hope you enjoy this particular episode, and thank you for being on this journey with me. And hold on, here comes the interview. Hey, my name is Phillip, and this is the Phillip Show. Hold on, I dropped my book. Yep. It's a platform that gives people the opportunity to share their story, inspiring stories, and to give hope and a sense of inspiration. That's what the Phillip Show is really all about. We look for stories that are unique and stories that help to celebrate the journey, providing hope and inspiration to other people who may share similar journeys or know somebody who shares that journey, and they can help to share that message. One of the things that's different about the Phillip Show is the basis of the show really is the personal journey of the individual who is the guest on the show. The fact that they have a business or they have a successful career, that's actually secondary to learning about how they navigated whatever journey, whatever waters, whatever mountain they had to scale in their journey, how they did that. What is their story? And the Phillip Show is all about celebrating those stories, sharing those stories, and providing hope and the message of hope to other people who may need to hear that. We talk about being different and people calling you different. We talk about oddities, like what are your idiosyncrasies? You know, everybody has something that's different and very unique. Different does not mean bad. It means that we're unique and we do things and we have a personal perspective based on our life experiences. And I think we all have that. We all can relate in some ways. Here we celebrate that, and we just encourage people to be the best version of themselves and to share that journey and that story with everybody else. One of the reasons why I wanted to share this platform was because I was on my own personal journey. You know, my whole life I've always tried to inspire and to encourage. I have my story and my challenges as well, you know, and you'll hear those as you continue to move forward with our seasons and different episodes. You'll hear me talk about some of the commonalities between my story and a lot of people's story and their journey towards identity and hope and things like that. But I wanted to give people the opportunity to see other people walking through some struggles, some hard times, some differences, some celebrations, whatever that unique story is, and to let people know that they're not alone in that. We all have those like little quirks or whatever. Some of us have been called different our entire lives. So now it's time to have a party about it, yeah? Yeah. To let people know that they're heard. To let people know that their journey really matters. To let people know there is hope, there's inspiration, be encouraged. That is the goal of the story, from one end of the United States to the other, from my local town here in Yellow Springs all the way out to California, and even throughout the rest of the world, wherever people can hear the message, to let them know that they're not alone. People understand, we hear you, and this is a platform where you can have your story heard, and hopefully when people listen, they share it forward and they provide a little bit more hope, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more inspiration, and just a little more kindness to the lives of not only themselves, because it has to start with self first. It has to start with yourself first, but then share it forward and offer that to other people. In case you don't know, DIY stands for do it yourself. Oftentimes we wait for the perfect situation and the perfect lights, the perfect camera, the perfect this, the perfect that, the perfect strategy, the perfect this. And then all of a sudden we've perfected ourselves into a list and we never start. So why is this DIY? It's because we're just gonna do it ourselves. I'm sitting here with you all in my living room. You know, I got the lights, eBay, I got the backdrop, Amazon, you know, and we're just gonna do it. Don't wait for the perfect scenario because you'll never find it. And this is a mentoring and a coaching moment. Generally when you're doing that, you're procrastinating. So I had to really coach myself and say, you know what? I'm scared. This is scary. It is scary not to, oh, you're gonna ask me that in a minute. Oh, okay, that was your next question. Okay, my bad, okay. I'll get back to you in a minute for that one. Wow. The answer is yes. It's not hard to do a project. For me, the challenge has always been being seen and being heard and conquering the fear of not people really noticing me. That's not it. You know, it's not my presence there, but it's people actually seeing me. So now stepping into the platform of television and being online and video, it's not just me singing on a record. It's not just me presenting under the auspices of a position. This is actually Phillip. Phillip is actually talking, and he's speaking using his own voice. This is his own image, and this is his own person. And the journey that I had to get through in order to do that was tremendous. And I'm gonna say that I have not made it. The journey is not over, but what you are witnessing is every single time I do an episode, every single time I turn that camera on, and every single time I say something out loud as me, myself, that is another battle that I fought, and that's another notch on my victory chain that I can say, hey, I'm continuing to move. So I'm not asking for stories that I myself am not living. I too want to be able to share and let people know, hey, you got to conquer those fears. This is me conquering a whoa so big fear. Totally. Not just do you, but you see me. And I don't know how deep that is to you, but I spent the majority of my life just trying literally not to be authentically seen. So this is me conquering every fear known to man in my life right now on tape, period. People want to know that they matter, and part of my interest in doing this show is to let people know that you matter, and I want them to feel that, and I want other people to know that no matter what your situation is. Yeah, that's what I think. Where do I want to go? Pizza Hut. No, I'm joking. I think that the best thing that I would like is organically to move forward. If that throws it into a national spotlight, then bring it. But if it just means that somebody somewhere in some remote part is watching this on their television or replaying a clip of one of my guests on YouTube over and over and over again, then I would like that. Have you ever had that song? You know, it reminds me of a song. I want the show to be that song. You know, that song that you just go back to get that encouragement and to get that inspiration, and just to that voice, that song, that lyric, that melody where you just feel like, I can make it. I want the shows in each episode to be that. I want people to use it as a resource and as a tool and as like a virtual hug to let them know, again, you're not alone. You can make it. Yeah. You know, a lot of times people say that the toughest things to do are the ones that produce the best results. The easiest thing to do a lot of times, and we're talking about in general, I know that there may be those outlier times, but the easiest thing to do is give up. But how do you find the willingness and how do you find the desire to move forward if you feel beaten down, downtrodden, if you feel like a failure, if you feel exhausted or tired? And I know that when we're pursuing our dreams and our passions and our goals, when we reach those roadblocks, it can take all the air out of you. And that is okay. The reason why I say okay is that if you understand that roadblocks will happen and they are in your path, it's easier to know what your strategy is going to be to move forward. So when you reach a roadblock in whatever journey you're on, when you reach that mountain that you don't feel like you have more strength left, any more strength left, you're just tired, always remember that you have everything that you need to succeed. All you have to do is try. So don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything get in your way, and don't let anything remove that passion, remove that determination for your willingness to try. So always, always, always be willing to try. Have you ever wondered what your life would be like if you just didn't care what people thought about you? Yeah, now I know that there is a level of caring and awareness that we have to have how we interact with other people and how they receive our interaction, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your personhood, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, your physical makeup, your appearance, your voice, your vision. What if you just didn't care how people viewed you in that capacity, and you just lived your life to the best of your ability, being the best person that you are, being the kindest person that you know, being the most giving person? What if you saw yourself that way and everything else was just outside noise? My guess, and I'm saying this to myself too, my guess is that life would be a lot more fun. Life would be a lot more engaging. Life for you would be a lot more freeing if you could let the weight of perception and expectation that you think others have for you, if you just let that go, breathed a moment and said, you know what, I'm okay with who Phillip is, I'm okay with who I am, I'm okay, period. I'm okay. And I give myself permission to be me. Give yourself permission so you can be you. How many other people out there are you? How many people out there have the skills that you have and can bring them in the way only you can, that can touch people only how you can touch them, have the passions that only you possess? You are the best you in the world. Believe it, understand it, know it, and today, starting today, speak life over yourself and know that you have everything you need to succeed, every single thing, if you walk in who you are and release yourself, relieve yourself of the burden of other people's expectations. You'll have a brighter day. You'll have more options because the box will be gone. You won't have that cage that you've built for yourself based on how you think people are viewing you. And if they are viewing you negatively, then that's fine. Guess what? That does not have to alter your life, your journey, your perspective, and how you interact with other people. So today, give yourself permission, have the courage to give yourself permission to simply be you. And guess what? That's enough. So there's this phrase that I know you have heard. You've either said it to somebody else, somebody said it to you, or you've heard it in and amongst other people. Somebody's mother said it, somebody's grandmother said it, auntie, uncle, whatever. But I know that you've heard it. And I'm here to tell you that this phrase is 100% a lie. It's just not true. There's one word that can be changed to make it true, but it isn't. Are you curious to know what it is? The phrase is, nobody owes you anything. Is that true? You might be saying yes, but let me correct the phrase and I'll tell you what is true about it. The correct phrase should be, people don't owe you anything. The reason why I say people is because there is one person who owes you something. There is one person who you should fight like heck to make sure that everything in their life is completely okay. And that person is you. You owe it to yourself to do your best. You owe it to yourself to challenge yourself. You owe it to yourself to be teachable, to be coachable, to learn, to be pliable for knowledge. You owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to yourself to attempt success. You owe it to yourself to be everything that you can be, to live your best life, to be your best you. You owe it to yourself. People don't owe you anything. You owe it to yourself to give yourself the best chance that you can have, to learn as much as you can, to be as successful as you can, to be as kind as you can, to be as generous as you can, to do all of these things as best as only you can. So nobody owes you anything. Not true. Somebody owes you everything, and that person is you. So today, looking over your life, looking ahead to the future, ask yourself, what do I owe me? A lot of people start and a lot of people fail. But why is that? It's not because they're not skilled. It's not all because they didn't have enough determination or drive, or they had a bad business plan. It may not even be because what their idea or their passion was because it wasn't good. A lot of times people fail. Can you guess why? For lack of consistency. That's the key. So what happens when you have this passion, you have this dream, you want to go on this journey, you want to start this business, but when you start it, it doesn't necessarily move forward the way that you want it to. It doesn't grow as fast as you want it to. Fast is a key word. And how you want it to is the second phrase that often kind of jars us, because it's not happening the way that we wanted it to. And instead of sticking with it, we want that instant gratification, and it wasn't built overnight, and it's not successful overnight, and it didn't work the way that somebody else did. Regardless of how their business has been in business for 20 years, my business that I started yesterday isn't as successful as a 25-year business, so I'm just gonna stop. I don't work through the pressure. I don't work through the challenges. I don't work through the objections. I just give up. I don't remain consistent, and I don't keep moving forward. So if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have a passion, one of the first things that you need to do to commit to that is to say, I will commit to being consistent, understanding that I know there will be objections, that I know no's will come, that I know all of these things, and I'm committed to working through them. So today, look at your dreams, look at your visions. What do you want to do? What do you know that you can do? Make your plan, and today, be consistent. Challenge yourself to say, I'm going to go no matter what. I'm going to do it no matter what. And I'm going to be consistent all the way through. Whether I see results, whether I don't. Whether I see this, whether I don't. I'll re-strategize. I'll keep focused. But I will maintain my consistency. Okay, so I have been thin my entire life. Okay, so it's going to mean something in a minute. But I've been thin my entire life, and gaining weight and going up in sizes was always difficult. So I'm used to a small, then I graduated to a medium, and as I kept trying to get larger, it just didn't seem to happen. So I knew that I was getting kind of bigger, but I was so used to wearing a medium, I didn't know if I was a large or a medium, regardless of the effort that I was making to gain weight. So what did I do? So the other day, I bought a large shirt. So I bought a large, and it came in the mail today. So when it came into the mail, I put it out and I looked at it, just, putting it up, on my bed. And I looked at the large and I said, that is way too big. I can never fit that. I don't recognize that size. I don't recognize me being that size. And when I'm looking at this large shirt, it just looks like it's going to swallow me up. So instead of just putting it back in the package like I was about to do and send it back because it doesn't fit me, I said, you know what? It's already here. Let me try it on. So I tried it on, and guess what? It fits. What is the moral of this story? Sometimes in our lives, we're working to get a larger territory. You're working in your business. You're working in your life. Let's use life. You're working in your life to step into something greater, to step into something further, to go deeper, to gain more. But because we're so used to seeing ourselves in a medium, when we're presented with the more, or we step into that opportunity, sometimes the opportunity just looks too big. We can't fit it. It's going to swallow us up. But what does that mean? We have to move forward anyway. You have to try your new opportunities on and see how they fit. You've been working, you've been preparing to step into something greater. It's not gonna look in the same comfortable zone that you've been in because it's different. But just know today, much like I'm in this new large shirt, because now I have capacity, now I have capacity to wear it. Whatever you're trying to step into, you've been brave enough, you've been determined enough, you've been courageous enough to step into it. So though it may be bigger and it may look bigger and very obtrusive, when you get there, guess what? You've prepared for your entire life, and now you are ready. The doors have opened. They have aligned for you. Situations, conversations, determination, all of these things, all these tools that you've used have opened the door, and now it's time to step into the unknown of success, step into the unknown of a new season, step into the greater that was waiting for you. And go ahead and put that greater jacket on, because it fits you, and it fits you well. So what if somebody told you along the way that you're not pretty enough, you're not handsome enough, you're not strong enough, small enough, big enough, short enough, tall enough, you're just not enough. You'll never succeed. You'll never make it. You can't do this. You're just not enough to do anything. And that's the voice that plays in your mind over and over again, stopping you from moving forward. Let me give you a story, and we're going to apply it to how we view our lives sometimes. I go for a walk, right? I go for a walk, and on this one particular time, I trip and I fall. Now, every time I go for a walk, no matter how successful that I've been throughout the entirety of my entire life, every time I go for a walk, I'm successful and I don't fall. But that one fall, every single time I go outside, I'm scared of falling. I think that I'm gonna fall because there's this trigger in my head that remembers something that was painful. A lot of times we do that when we hear something that is painful. No matter how many successes that we've had, no matter how many times people praise us, they compliment us, they improve our perspective, they push us, we always remember for some reason that one person or that one comment or that one X, Y, and Z that stunts our growth to move forward and progress. So I'm here to tell you and to encourage you and to challenge you. What is that one voice out of the throng of all the accolades you may have, out of the throng of all of the accomplishments that you have? What is that one voice that gives you pause? And today, let's just silence that voice. Let's recognize it and know that that is not the dictator of your self-worth, the way that you're going to view yourself any longer, and how you have been and are in your life. So let's cancel those negative voices, the ones that amount to nothing, a minimum in the amount of greatness that people have seen in you, that you've seen in yourself, and walk in the truth of you are capable, you're strong enough, you are simply enough. So again, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I hope that you've gleaned and you understand a little bit more of my heart and my reasons behind this particular show and my intentions as to what does it all mean. Why do I want it to impact your life? How can it impact your life? And I would love your feedback. So if you have any feedback, just go to phillipo'rourke.com and just click the contact and just share with me. Or if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can just leave some comments at the bottom in the comment section, and I would love to read those. And it's always great, and it's always a wonderful opportunity to be able to field feedback, to receive it, understand it, and then there's always time and room for improvement. We're never too big or too there, if you will, to find areas where we can always improve and enhance, and I want to enhance your journey. So thank you for watching the Phillip Show. If you have an inspiring story, I'm going to give you the information where you can share it with me, and I would love to share it with my entire audience. All right, have a great day, and remember, you are the best you in the world. All right, I will see you later. Bye. Hey, this is Phillip, and I am so excited to share your stories, inspiration, uniqueness, individuality, authenticity. If you would like to share your story with the Phillip Show and possibly be featured as a guest on the show, please click the link below and share your story. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. I will not be on social media looking through the thread and reading stories. So if you want to ensure that your story gets to me, it needs to come through the link that I've provided so I can read it there. Every story is important, every story is unique, and every story has the opportunity to positively impact someone's life. We all have a story. What's yours?